Today's lesson is about identifying different types of angle pairs, alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, and same side interior. So we're going to go ahead and get started by first just identifying different types of angle pairs. So the first thing we have to make sure that we understand is the concept of interior versus exterior. Interior angles are located in between the parallel lines. So the interior would be located here. The exterior would be located in the outer portion. It's kind of like a sandwich where the exterior would be the bread and then the inside is the interior. The interior is always separating the exterior. So being able to identify angle pairs is going to help you understand how to set the problem up correctly. So let's go ahead and get started on this first one. What we're doing is we're just identifying what kind of angle pair relationship Y and X have. So looking at these problems, X is located in the interior and Y is located in the exterior. If I put a box around this set of 4 and this set of 4, they're in the same location but in different groups. This is referred to as corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are in different groups, but within their group they're in the same position. So angle Y is in the upper right-hand corner, angle X is in the upper right-hand corner. When the lines are parallel, those angle pairs are congruent. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, looking at X and Y, those are both located in the exterior. Remember, interior is between, exterior is on the outside. Angle Y and angle X are on opposite sides of this line, which is called the transversal. If they're on opposite sides of the transversal and are exterior angles, these are referred to as alternate exterior angles. When the lines are parallel, their angle measures will be the same. But that's only when the lines are parallel. Let's look at number 3. Number 3, we have angle X and Y, and they're both located in the interior. They look very similar to number 2. So number 2 were alternate exteriors because those angles are located in the outside. So using some logical thinking here, angle Y and angle X are interior angles. So these would be referred to as alternate interior angles. And when the lines are parallel, they will be congruent. So notice the difference here. This one, they're on the exterior. This one, they're on the interior. They're on alternate sides, and they're non-adjacent, meaning not next to each other. And our very last one. These angles are both located in the interior. So if I focus on my interior part here, they are, however, different than number 3. So on number 3, X and Y were on opposite sides. On this one, they're on the same side. So their name is same side interior angles. And this is just like what we talked about in the notes. And instead of these angles being congruent, these are the only ones that are supplementary, meaning you add them together to equal 180. And also, they're on the same side, so they're called same side interior. The other name for them is consecutive interior, where consecutive means one after another. So now that we kind of have an understanding of interior versus exterior and what's congruent and what's not, let's go ahead and solve some algebra problems. So let's start on this first one. This is alternate exterior angles. Alternate interior angles. Oh, wait. There you go. Now you can see it. So alternate interior angles, we're using this example. Interior means they should be located in between the lines. And alternate interior angles, when the lines are parallel, remember those arrows mean parallel. When the lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are congruent to each other. So when I see the term alternate interior, I need my mind to go ahead and think of congruency. So alternate interior angles, they are congruent to each other. So all I'm going to do is set them equal. X plus 16 equals 2x minus 34. So when you're solving these problems, all you have to do is identify the angle pair, and in this case, I told you the pair, and understanding that alternate interior angles mean that they are congruent. So I'm going to go ahead and solve. I'm going to move my x to the other side. It's positive, so I'm subtracting. They cancel. Bring down the 16. 2 minus 1 is just 1, and we don't write the 1 in front of the x. It's just not proper notation. I'm going to bring down that negative 34. Again, our goal is to isolate x, so I'm going to add 34 to both sides. 16 plus 34 is 50. So my x value is 50. Again, alternate interior angles are congruent to each other, so set it equal. Let's try alternate exterior. So notice the difference between the first and second problem. Alternate exterior angles are located in the exterior. They're basically the same angle pair, only one of them is inside, which is the interior, and one of them is outside, which is the exterior. They're the same angle pair, just one's inside versus outside. Alternate exterior angles are also congruent to each other. So all I'm going to do to solve this problem is set them equal. I've got 3x minus 10 equals 2x plus 50. Move the 2x through subtraction. 3x minus 2x is just x. Bring down that negative 10. These cancel because we moved it to the other side, and I'm just going to bring down my 50. To isolate x, I'm going to add 10. So x is 60. Again, the hardest part about alternate interior, alternate exterior is just understanding the definition. Alternate exterior and alternate interior, they are congruent to each other. So that just means set them equal. All right, corresponding angles. Remember, corresponding angles are angles that are on the same side of the transversal in different locations, or different groups, but different locations. So what that means is corresponding angles, if I were to group these into like a set of 4, 2x is located in the upper left, x plus 77 is located in the upper left. So what that means is they are in corresponding locations when I'm looking at my picture. Also, one important fact is that one of them is going to be exterior and one of them is going to be interior. So what I'm going to do from here, corresponding angles we should know are also congruent. So you should be noticing a trend here. As of right now, all 3 of the angle pairs we've talked about have been just equal to each other. So when in doubt, set it equal. You have a 75% chance of doing it correctly if you just set them equal to each other. So all I'm going to do is set 2x plus 17 equal to x plus 77. Move the x through subtraction. Bring down your 17. Those cancel. To isolate x, I will subtract 17. And this one happens to be 60 as well. So they're not all going to be 60, but you know, I guess that's what happens when I make up problems. So at least they're whole numbers, which is a plus. So hope you're noticing a trend here. Alternate interior, alternate exterior, and corresponding angles are all equal to each other. The one that is different is same side interior or consecutive interior. These are the same angle pairs, they just have 2 different names. They're just synonyms of each other. Same side interior means that they're on the same side of the interior. Consecutive means one after another. It's the same idea, just different terminology. And the ACT versus the state test, they kind of just go back and forth, so you just need to know that same side interior and consecutive interior are the same. Another important fact is that they are on the interior, so these angles should be located in between your lines. Okay? These angles are the ones that are supplementary to each other. Supplementary means we add them together to equal 180. And remember, if you forgot the trick for supplementary, the trick to supplementary, if you can't remember how many degrees, you can change the S into an 8 and add a 1 and 0. So 180 for supplementary. And remember, complementary, you can turn the C into a 9, and that means 90. So supplementary means 180 degrees. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to just add these two together, 62 plus 7x minus 8, and those are going to equal 180. So to set up my equation, I do 62 plus 7x minus 8 equal to 180. This is where it doesn't matter how you do math. You can combine these together, or you can move the 8 and move the 62 independently. I prefer to combine like terms together just to combine everything and simplify it a little bit faster. So 62 minus 8 is 54. Bring down this 7x equals 180. And remember, this is called combined like terms, or CLT, which is what we did when we talked about proofs. My goal is to isolate x, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 54 from both sides. 7x equals, and I'm going to do 180 minus 54 to get 126. I'm going to go into this problem over here. Let's see, I'll finish it here. So 126 divided by 7 is 18. There you go. The very last thing we need to talk about is how to fill in angle pairs. So I'm going to go ahead and just add this up into the problem. I'm going to just kind of move it over here. So I'm going to draw two parallel lines. Tell you they're parallel by putting arrows. I'm going to draw a transversal. I'm going to tell you that this angle is 20 degrees, and I want you to fill in all the other angle pairs. So let's kind of talk about the zigzag method, or that little shortcut we talked about in class. I know for a fact that this angle is 20 degrees because it's vertical to this 20. I also know that this angle is 20 degrees because these are alternate interior angles. And I know that this angle is also 20 because they are vertical. So it goes vertical, alternate interior, vertical. To find these other missing angles, we have to use an angle pair relationship called a linear pair. Remember, those add up to 180. So to find this angle, I'm going to do 180 minus the angle provided. So 180 minus 20 is 160. I'm going to fill in all the other blanks. Vertical to 160 is down here. Alternate interior to 160 is here. And vertical to 160 is here. So notice how we kind of just have a zigzag. And if you can't see it, it goes vertical, alternate interior, vertical. All those angles should be the same measure. The same pattern works on the other side. To find this number, we did 180 minus 20 to get 160, and then we used vertical, alternate interior, and vertical. So that's just a little shortcut. It's a little zigzag method to help you fill in everything. You have all your angle pairs here. We've got our alternate exteriors. They're equal. Our corresponding angles are equal. Same side interior, 160 plus 20. That gives us 180. So all of our angle pairs are existing in our parallel lines, and this is just kind of called the zigzag method to help you fill it in.